In a small German town, there is a cemetery. And at that cemetery, two brothers are buried. Deliberately, intentionally, at opposite ends, as far apart from each other as the grounds will allow. It was their final wish. Even in death, they refused to lie near one another. These two brothers had once been business partners, building a shoe company together from their mother's laundry room. And then something happened between them. Something so bitter, it not only destroyed their relationship forever, but split their entire town in two, turned neighbor against neighbor, and gave birth to two of the biggest brands on the planet, Adidas and Puma. This is the story of the Dassler brothers and the feud that conquered the world. It began in Herzogenaurach, a sleepy Bavarian town in Germany where shoemaking was the local trade. Two brothers were born here at the turn of the century. Rudolf, the elder, in 1898, and Adolf, known to everyone as Addy, in 1900. And from the start, they were opposites. Addy was quiet, thoughtful, an introvert obsessed with craftsmanship, a tinkerer who genuinely loved the art of building a better shoe. Rudolf was the opposite, loud, charismatic, a born salesman who could charm anyone. After returning from the First World War, the brothers combined their gifts. In 1924, they founded the Dassler Shoe Factory, the Dassler Brothers Shoe Factory, working out of their mother's kitchen and laundry room. The electricity in town was so unreliable, they sometimes powered their machines with a pedal-driven bicycle. And here's the thing, it worked beautifully. Addy designed brilliant, innovative athletic shoes. Rudolf sold them with relentless energy. Addy had a radical idea for the time, that specialized shoes could actually make athletes perform better. By 1925, they were making leather soccer boots with studs and track shoes with spikes. Their big break came at the 1928 Olympics, when a German runner won gold in their shoes. But the moment that made them world famous came in 1936, at the Berlin Olympics. Addy did something audacious. He drove to the Olympic Village, found the American sprinter Jesse Owens, and persuaded him to wear his handmade spikes. Owens went on to win 4 gold medals in Dassler shoes, in front of the entire world. The brothers became an international sensation. Sales exploded. They had built something extraordinary together, and then it all fell apart. To understand the feud, you have to understand the era it happened in, and this is the dark, complicated part of the story. As the Nazi Party rose to power in Germany, both brothers, like many German business owners of the time, joined the party. Some accounts suggest it was largely for the business contacts and survival in a brutal regime, though the full truth is debated by historians to this day. When the Second World War came, their factory, like so much of German industry, was eventually forced to stop making shoes and produce weapons for the war effort instead. And it was during these dark, suffocating years, with the two brothers, their wives, and their children all crammed under one roof, that the relationship finally cracked. Nobody knows the exact moment it broke, but there's one famous story that has become legend. During an Allied bombing raid, Addy and his wife climbed into a bomb shelter where Rudolf and his family were already huddled. As he entered, Addy reportedly muttered, "Here come the bastards again," referring to the Allied bombers overhead. But Rudolf, sitting in the dark, took it personally. He believed his own brother had just called him and his family the bastards. Whether that one misunderstanding truly did it, or whether it was simply the final straw on top of years of jealousy, business disagreements, and tension between their wives, the result was the same. The brothers came to despise each other. The breaking point came after the war. There were accusations and betrayals. According to some accounts, when Addy faced the Allies' denazification process, Rudolf saw an opportunity to seize control and made statements against his own brother. A betrayal Addy never forgave. By 1948, it was over. The brothers sat down to divide everything they had built together: the factory, the employees, the assets. And that meeting was the last time the two brothers ever spoke to each other for the rest of their lives. They split the company in two. Addy kept the original factory and about 2/3 of the workforce because most employees preferred his focus on building great products. He named his new company by combining his nickname and surname. Adi Dassler became Adidas. Rudolf took the remaining third of the workers, set up a new factory on the other side of the Aurach River that ran through town, and named his company after first trying Rudolf, something fiercer and more athletic, Puma, two brothers, one river between them, and a war that would last the rest of their lives. And here is what makes this story so extraordinary. The feud didn't stay between the two brothers. It consumed the entire town. Herzogenaurach split into two tribes. If you worked for Adidas, you did not associate with Puma people. The two football clubs, the bakeries, the shops, even who you were allowed to date. All divided by which brother you backed. People got so used to glancing down at strangers' feet to see which brand they wore, that the town earned a legendary nickname, the town of bent necks. Workers would deliberately wear Adidas shoes to Rudolf's house just to enrage him, and he'd send them to the basement to swap into free Pumas. But here's the secret buried in all this bitterness. The feud is exactly what made both companies great. Because the two brothers were now locked in a war, neither could afford to lose. They pushed each other to extremes. They chased Olympic athletes, battled over football stars, and poured everything into innovation and marketing. The rivalry reached its peak with the famous Pelé Pact. Both companies secretly agreed not to get into an expensive bidding war over the world's greatest footballer, Pelé. But Puma broke the pact. At the 1970 World Cup, Pelé asked the referee to pause the game so he could kneel down and tie his Puma boots, guaranteeing that millions of cameras zoomed in on the brand. It was a marketing masterstroke. Many business experts credit this brotherly war for transforming sportswear into the multi-billion-dollar global industry it is today. The brothers never reconciled. Rudolf died in 1974, Adolf in 1978, and true to their wishes, they were buried at opposite ends of the same cemetery, the feud unbroken even by death. Their families kept it alive for years. One grandson said the name Adidas was so forbidden in his household, it was like saying Voldemort. Eventually, both families sold their companies, the rivalry softened, and in 2009, employees of Adidas and Puma even played a friendly football match together to bury the hatchet at last. So what's the lesson in this incredible story? It's that sometimes the fiercest rivalry produces the greatest results, but at a devastating personal cost. Two brothers who once built a dream together in their mother's laundry room let pride, suspicion, and resentment destroy their bond forever, and in their refusal to ever forgive each other, they accidentally created two titans that would clothe the feet of the entire world. Adidas and Puma exist today because two brothers couldn't stand to lose to one another. The empire was built on love turned to hatred, and a small German town that learned to bend its neck. If you love these untold stories of the family dramas and bitter rivalries behind the world's biggest brands, subscribe, because uncovering the real human story beneath the logo is exactly what this channel does. And tell me in the comments, do you think the feud made Adidas and Puma great? Or do you think they'd have been even bigger if the brothers had stayed together? And whose rivalry should I uncover next? Drop it below.